Hey, good morning, my friend. Welcome back to the Ride In. It is Friday morning. Thank God it's Friday. Amen. And it is September the 26th. And boy, it's a beautiful day today. Hope you're having a great week. Looking forward to some fun things this weekend with our hayride coming up and on tomorrow afternoon, and then our Religious Freedom Sunday with Brother Brad Cranston. It's going to be great. Please be in prayer for it all, that the Lord would bless and that His Spirit would be moving among us. This morning I wanted to share with you a thought, again, kind of building off my thought from yesterday. I'm going to do my best. I'm not the best when it comes to reading comprehension and remembering things, but I'm going to try this morning. I've been reading a book by Gregory Koukl called Tactics, and it's just been a real blessing so far in terms of sharing the gospel. And yesterday I talked about the first step of trying to engage somebody in a long-term situation was gathering information, listening to them, asking them questions, and then in the next chapter this morning that I read, he talked about reversing the burden of proof. You know, so many times we as Christians, we hear somebody make a claim, and it's really a faith claim, you know, whether they believe in evolution, they believe in the Big Bang, they believe in, you know, whatever, some other God other than Jehovah, the God of the Bible, and we feel like all of a sudden the burden to refute it falls on us. Oh my, we've got to prove that that's not true. We've got to prove that doesn't exist. And I think, you know, one thing that was helpful this morning was the author helped me to realize that, you know, when somebody makes a claim, it's not my responsibility to disprove it. It's their responsibility to prove it. If they say something is true, that's an opinion. They need to make an argument for their opinion. And so a great question to ask is, how did you come to that conclusion? You believe that everything came from nothing. You believe that there's no God and that a Big Bang created everything, started the process of everything. And so it's like, how did you come to that conclusion? Why do you believe that's true? And then you put the burden on them, let them try to explain it. And there's three questions that he posed that we ought to be thinking about as somebody gives their explanation. And one is it possible? Two, is it probable? And three, is it plausible? And you know, the first question is pretty obvious. You know, is it actually possible what they're saying? And then that second question, is it probable? You know, some things that are possible are not probable. You know, it's possible that I would put a bunch of onions on my hamburger, but it's not probable. There's just some things, you know, when there's an obvious reason for something, we don't have to try to go somewhere where it doesn't make any sense. But anyway, I'm not going to belabor the point this morning. It's really some things to think about in terms of our efforts to share the gospel with people ultimately, but in trying to win somebody when they have a position and they've made a faith claim to their belief, don't feel the burden initially to prove them wrong, but to cause them to prove themselves right. Why do you believe that? And hear them out. And again, in hearing them out, not only will that help you know exactly what they mean by what they say, it'll help them clarify something in their mind that maybe they have not previously done and get them thinking even more. So anyway, there's some things to think about there for you. I love you. And boy, God's just really been working in my heart about wanting to be better at sharing my faith, about, just that process of watering and gardening and cultivating, so that at some point I might reap a harvest. I really want to be good at that. I want to be, if there's one thing I could focus my attention on in these days, is to really get a handle on how to have an apologetic and to deal with hard questions and to give an answer for my faith and deal on the front lines in the arena for souls. So I hope God gives you that burden as well and helps you. So have a great Friday. Enjoy yourself today and keep your eyes on Jesus. I'll stay dependent upon Him. And the Lord willing, we'll see you when we see you. Goodbye.